Bill 2017. And our senior parliamentary reporter, Patrick Amimo, has been there listening to all the submissions that have been given or the inputs there since morning. Let's now link up with him for more details about the who gave their inputs on this proposed changes to our electoral laws. A very good afternoon to you, Patrick. Who are some of the people who've come before the select committee, and what have been the submissions you've had since morning?
Thank you, Krista. Most of these, today was the first time that the Joint Select Committee was meeting members of the public and some organizations to get their views on the proposed draft laws that are touching on the electoral laws of the country. And these particular provisions, according to the Jubilee side of government, they want to use these particular provisions to advise IEBC in the October 26th election. We've seen at least the chairperson of the national chairperson of the National Council of NGOs appear before the committee and appear to support most of the provisions or amendments that have been proposed in the in the draft election bill and the draft election offences bill. But the other area that he was a bit concerned about is to do with the composition of the membership of the IEBC, where the council is of the opinion that the number proposed in the draft bill, that 3 commissioners can form a quorum, it's his opinion that this particular number is too small, and it's better it is being increased to at least 4 members, because the current IBC commission as constituted is composed of 7 members. So it is the NGOs, the National Council of NGOs' opinion that the IBC membership the quorum should be at least 4 minimum. These are the view that has also been shared by other participants who feel that that area of IBC composition should really be at least be done by a majority and not instead of only 3 people who can conspire to pass some of those unpopular decisions. So the other area that has also attracted some comments is to do with the chairperson's qualification. In the draft legislation, there is that idea where now they're doing away with the provision that the chairperson should be a person who is qualified to serve as a judge in the Supreme Court of Kenya, and any other such role can be done by the vice chairperson of the committee. Some members of who made their contributions here have said that this particular amendment they're looking at it and say that these particular qualifications on the chairperson at the moment looks a bit, though it's acceptable, but those provisions need to be looked at and should not apply for this particular election. But it's something that needs time to look at. Some have said that the timing is also not right, given the heated political situation in the run-up to the October 26th election. We've seen an old man, a senior citizen from Homa Bay County, who's really come just a few minutes after one, who said was also concerned about these particular provisions, and he did say that during the hearing of the Supreme Court of course, he heard the judges say that the 14 days given to listen and determine the presidential election is too short a time, and it was the Supreme Court's opinion that this particular time period should be extended. So the senior citizen, Mr. Robert Owango, was concerned why this particular provision has not been considered to be among the amendments that members of parliament are considering to bring on board with regard to these particular electoral laws when it comes to that petition for the president maybe to increase from 14 days to 30 days. Remember, the Supreme Court of Kenya had proposed 30 days, but when the matter came before parliament early this year, the legislators threw aside that particular proposal. The other thing that they've also looked at is to do with this electronic transmission of results. There are those who are of the opinion that the manual transmission system should take precedence. There are those who are still vouching for the electronic transmission of results. The other aspect that has also been looked at is that particular proposal to punish poll officials who refuse to sign those documents with the electoral results. Some are thinking that the Election Offences Act 2016 adequately covers some provisions on those officers engaged in such malpractices. Though they say the provision is also adding some muscle to that particular provision, that those officers who engage in malpractices can now be punished. there are those of the opinion that okay, those particular is a refined maybe form of punishing those officers who engage in malpractices. Some feel that the 5-year period is too long a period and it should be reduced in this particular proposed amendment. So it's a discussion that is still ongoing with those other areas as we go about. But maybe the other curious area that I've not had any members there come to participate or comment on is that particular provision in the Election Offences Act, where the leader of majority in the National Assembly wants that particular provision that says that a sitting government should not advertise its products during the election period. I've not had any member of the public come or NGO come to, any organization come and ventilate on that particular aspect, because it's a critical aspect that the election law captured and said that the sitting government cannot advertise its achievements during the electioneering period. We saw the Jubilee side was accused by the opposition NASA by saying that that particular government delivery portal was a campaign strategy which was against it, and particularly these amendments by Aden Duale says they are now invoking Article 35, Access to Information Act, as one of the reasons why they want to delete that section and allow the government of the day to continue advertising its achievements over that election period. We know this is a matter that is before the High Court, and the Court has said that particular aspect should remain as it is until the matter is heard and determined on whether the government can still continue advertising its achievements during the election period. Akisa?
All right, Patrick Amimo, senior parliamentary reporter there with just some of the views that have been submitted. Public views that have been submitted before the select committee or the ad hoc committee that's looking at the proposed electoral law changes, and a number of the organizations that have gone before, or even individuals that have gone before that particular committee with their view on the bits of that particular amendment bill that is